Episode 11 in Triumph Daytona 660 accessories. Right, I've eventually got around to the My Triumph connectivity app. Should you buy it? I can save you a lot of time here. Just watch the first minute of this video and then go down the pub. Don't buy it. There, I said it. Yeah, I know. I'm not going to get invited to any bike launches. What do you mean I wasn't anyway? Cheeky monkey. So I don't recommend it. What's that all about? Well, it's not about the functionality. It actually works very well. I got my GoPro 11 connected. I got remote control of my GoPro 11. That was easy to do. I got my Pack Talk connected. That was trivial, very easy to do. And I got my phone connected. It's not bloody here, it's in the room next door. Talk about being bloody prepared. Right, hang on. Yeah, it's right in front of me. I'm filming on it, aren't I? Yeah, I'll go and see the doctors later. So I got my iPhone 13 connected, and that connected quite easily. Triumph have recently updated the app a week or two ago, and it's actually quite different than the app that I had a few weeks ago where I wasn't managing to get anything connected. The app is much better now, and it starts off showing you all the different screens Triumph makes, the different dashes, and said, right, what are you trying to connect? And you just press a picture of your dash, and it kind of leads you down a path which is a lot more intuitive. I didn't open a single My Triumph app document or how to or anything like that. I could do everything from just opening the app and saying I wanted to make a new connection with a new bike, and I didn't have to refer to any documentation. So whoever's revamped that app's done a great job. Apart from the fact it still doesn't know my bike's a Daytona 660, it thinks it's a Street 77765, and it kind of has that up on the bike, but hey. If you're trying to connect to this, the main thing to remember is you're connecting twice. You're connecting the My Triumph Bluetooth module in there to your phone. That's the one connection. And then you're connecting your My Triumph Bluetooth connection again to your nav app. So you're making two connections. And in your phone, in your Bluetooth listings of devices that are connected to your phone, it lists them both as the same thing, but they're actually different things. Two different connections. I found I struggled quite often to see my phone, and I would go away and do a Bluetooth search, and 2 or 3 times over, and it eventually found my phone. What I found, now I'm in an environment where there's a lot of Bluetooth devices around, so I did find I moved it kind of further away, my phone was a bit nearer, and it made it a bit easier. But all I'd say is persevere. If it doesn't find the phone on the first 1 or 2 tries, just keep persevering, eventually it'll pop up. But the big thing to follow is let this do the connection. Don't do anything on your phone unless the My Triumph app guides you to do something on the phone. Now, when this eventually tries to pair with your phone, you do have to have your phone Bluetooth connection screen open because it's not allowing itself to be searched unless it's open. So for that reason, when you get to that stage on your My Triumph app, it has a button on there to open your settings screen without closing the My Triumph app, which is great, which I'm sure a lot of people were accidentally doing when they were going to the Bluetooth part on their phone. And so then you're just accepting the pairing requests and stuff like that. So the new app is very intuitive. I found connecting to the phone, connecting to the nav app, connecting to the Pack Talk, and connecting to my GoPro 11 as a remote, very easy. Everything was very easy in the end. But so why did I say no, don't get this app? The whole thing is limited by the fact you've got this tiny screen on the bike. It's like the directions are good. I mean, the direction signs on the screen are good. It gives you the road names or road numbers, depending on which is more relevant. It gives you, the junction off the roundabout to get off, all that sort of stuff, all that good kind of turn-by-turn stuff. But it's tiny. The screen's very small. I don't know why you'd use that instead of the alternatives, like just using Google Maps on your phone or some other cheap nav software app on your phone. The remote control for the GoPro 11, that's great, but I mean, they don't mention that actually in the document. Well, they don't mention it very much at all on the Triumph app anymore, so I don't know whether they're quietly dropping that. Now, I did get mine connected very easily, and I got the remote control working very easy. But there's already a remote. I already have a remote control for my GoPro 11. It's no hard. The buttons are bigger. I don't have to go through menus to start and stop the camera. So I don't know whether the Triumph system is giving me an advantage there. It lets me control the music. It's great, but it also allows me to keep the volume control and the jog music on my Pack Talk. That was handy. I enjoyed that part of it. That was good. You get the music track on the screen, you get the artist on the screen, you can jog the music and everything like that. But that's all things I can just do on my Pack Talk anyway. I can press it once to jog to the next song. I can do the swivel wheel for volume and stuff like that. So it's replacing stuff that I didn't really need to replace. So the only thing it's giving me really is that turn-by-turn navigation on the screen. But that window is so small, it's almost like, well, put it this way, what do I value it at? Well, not forgetting, apart from buying the module, you've got to get the dealer to fit it. And so it makes it a very expensive option. If you had a decent screen that allowed you to, with some decent real estate that gave you something a bit more, you might felt you got your money's worth. I just didn't feel like I got my money's worth on this. It all worked. It all worked as they claim, what it does. It controlled my GoPro to a fashion. I could start and stop recording. If I tried using the left and right buttons, it actually changed some settings on the GoPro and stopped it working. But if once I knew how it worked and how I start and stop recording, I got that working. That was fine. It controlled my music. I could scroll my music. I could do the volume of the music. That was fine. But it's not ever offering anything unique. So the only unique thing about this is the turn-by-turn navigation. And for the price of it, and then paying the labour to have it fitted, it's just not worth it. It's not worth it at all. I think I'd pay, including fitting, I think I'd maybe pay €200 for that functionality. That's all, tops. I wouldn't pay any more for it, and I did. I paid a lot more for it. I just don't think it's worth it. And it's not because I don't think the My Triumph connectivity app is any good. It's just you're not taking full advantage of it on such a tiny screen. Now it just so happens I have very good eyesight. I still read books without glasses and stuff, so I can read the road names and stuff like that on this screen. For someone who needs glasses to read a book and stuff like that, they're never going to see that writing on that tiny screen. I like the functionality. I like what they've done with it. It's just you're not making full advantage of the navigation side of it, I don't think. One niggle I came across, if you have any other bikes or any other bike apps on your phone, I have a BMW motorbike there, and I have the BMW app, the BMW connected app. It's a similar thing. Now they have a big TFT on that bike, so you get big album screen covers and color images of your music and all that sort of stuff. But the turn-by-turn and stuff is similar to this. You just get a kind of a picture on the dash with a left or right or junction number, that sort of thing. You do get a countdown to the junction on this. That's quite good. But what happens is when you load the My Triumph app, it grabs GPX files. I like to plan a route. I use My Route app, but there's lots of planning routes. Export a GPX file, import it from my phone into the My Triumph app. That's great. And when I look at where I download my GPX files, that My Triumph app though brands those GPX files as Triumph files. And those GPX files are no longer available to my BMW app because it doesn't recognize them as kind of open source GPX files. Now the BMW app doesn't grab them and brand them. It just sees them as a GPX file and imports them. This sees them as a Triumph file, a Triumph GPX file, imports them, but it stops any other app on your phone using them. So if you do have more than one bright bike brand and you do use these apps, there's going to be a bit of contention there. I found when I went away the other day on the GSI to completely uninstall the My Triumph app on my phone because I just couldn't get the BMW app to import my GPX files. So that was a bit annoying. Look, for most people, I don't think that's going to be a problem. Just saying, it's a thing. As I say, I do like it. I do like it. But it's just incredibly poor value for money when you've got a screen that size. If there's demand out there for a video to do the first setup and how to connect and all that sort of stuff, I have an iPhone. I'll do one, but I have to say, using the app, it was really intuitive. It kind of guided you through the process. The only place it will stall slightly is just getting that initial Bluetooth connection, and then once it does, it's great. Have a look at a few of the screens. So here I am on my music screen. I can jog forward and back, gives me the details on what I'm listening to. I can go to the next screen down and go to the volume controls on that, or do it directly on my Pack Talk anyway, and then drop down again and go to my navigation screen. It's very easy to connect. It's very easy to set up. It's very easy to import files and stuff. It's just, this is such a small real estate to do anything with. I think it's a good system, but it's not given its full potential. I don't think you'd really use these GoPro controls. It can be a bit hit and miss. Okay, there I've started recording. You get a nice red light up on the dash, but that's not consistent. You have to double click the tick button to stop recording, and you have to get that just right. Yep, got it that time. And there you see it's indicated that it's not recording anymore. But that can get a bit hit and miss. That red indicator light to say you're recording or not can take up to 15 seconds to go on or off sometimes. So that's recording on, that's working as expected. Double push. Okay, that's off now, the camera's off. You can see the recording light though is still, the red recording light is still on. So it's giving a false impression. If I wait long enough, maybe up to 15 seconds, that should go out. It's just a big lag in the Bluetooth. Well, I don't know actually. I mean, it stopped the camera quick enough. The display, yeah, there we are. It's gone off there now. So that's not the best. It's not the best. Also now, what happens is you can kind of tank it. If I use the left and right arrow on here, what happens is it changes the mode to time warp or photo, which is fine. You'd love it to do that, that's great. But what happens is, as soon as you do it, okay, I'm now in photo mode. I can press the button, take a photo, brilliant. That's my photo taken. But I can't get back to video mode. The left and right button keys are stuck. The same if you go the other way, you go into time warp mode, but you can't get back. And I don't know why it's still showing as recording there either, because the phone's doing nothing, the GoPro's doing nothing now. So, a kind of semi-good implementation, but it's not quite there, and because it's so buggy like that, you're just not going to use it. If I accidentally press that right button key or left button key while I'm using my GoPro, I shut the GoPro down. I have to switch off the bike and reset the whole connection to get it to work properly again. So what do you get the Daytona 660 menu when you put the Bluetooth module in? Well, if we go to the main menu, that's where we can change the visible tray and see what shows on there. So I've selected absolutely everything. So this is our visible tray. Everything in here is completely optional. In fact, everything the bike needs to know is here, really. Everything in here is kind of optional. You don't need any of it. But if I go in, scroll down, so I've got trip 1, fuel status, tire pressure monitoring if you have it fitted, engine coolant, service interval, display brightness, time, date, and another gear indicator. So if you choose this on the screen, the little one above it disappears. RPM in digital fashion. And now, because I've got the Bluetooth module, I've got my music controls. So I can start and stop my music and jog the music, previous and next track. Volume of my music. If my GoPro's connected, I have one connected at the moment, so it's on camera at the moment. Oh, I'm on video now. So can I record? Yep, there we are, off away in the recording. Unfortunately, my recording light hasn't come on. That'll take sometimes up to 10 or 15 seconds. I mentioned that before. Navigate the My Triumph navigation app. I've not got a route selected or anything like that, so it's just the base view. Intercom if I've got a rider and pillion, pack talks or centers connected. And back to the main menu. So what you might want to do there is go to the main menu and display setup, visible trays. Now this is the visible tray. So I'm not interested in trip 1. There might be times when I am interested in trip 1, but I'm not interested in trip 1. So I've said I'm not interested in trip 1. It's taken trip 2 off as well. I don't care about the fuel status. I have a fuel gauge above it already. That's permanently there. I'll leave my tire pressure monitoring on there, obviously. I don't need to know the coolant. I'll get a warning if it's too hot. Service interval, no, I don't need that. Brightness, no, once it's set, I don't need that. What gear I'm in? Well, I actually don't need that because I've got a gear indicator up here anyway. So it's bigger and it's nicer that it's a blue color and it's easier to see, but I don't actually need it. Don't want a tacho, digital tacho. No, I don't. Volume control for my music. Yeah, I'll take that. Music controls, do I want to see that? Yeah. GoPro controls, yeah. Navigation controls, yeah. Call status. No, I don't need to know the status of a call. I know what status it is because I'll either be talking or I won't. SMS, yeah. Who the hell wants one of them? Missed calls. I don't need to know about missed calls. Call history, no. I mean, if I lived on the bike and I never stopped, maybe, but I don't live on a bike. I don't need the intercom set up. So now when I go back, go back to the main menu. Now I've just got my tire pressure, music controls, music volume, my GoPro, and the nav app. And I'm back, rolling back round again. So I can clear that information tray at the bottom there completely up.